Oh, hey there. I'm Dan Friedenberg. I'm the real estate chess guy from the internet, and today is Figure It Out Thursdays on Thursdays. Why is it called Figure It Out Thursdays on Thursdays? Well, the on Thursdays, even I'm messing it up. Well, anyway, I wrote a book a while ago called Figure It Out, the Attention to Detail Handbook, and the reason for that is because I'm a programmer. That's why I tend to have an unkempt beard here. Well, it's I don't know, it's not too bad. But I'm a real estate guy. I have a few different podcasts. And one of the things that came from being a programmer first and then getting into more publicly doing marketing and all that kind of stuff, and podcasting with literally hundreds of different guests in the past. Part of it is I knew that you have to have a little bit of an attention-getting sort of thing. So to kick today's Figure It Out Thursday episode, I'm going to share a sizzle reel. So to do that, I need to let's do this one right here. Let's hit share, and let's see what you think of this.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried.
What's up? My name is Brooke Evers.
Hey, this is Debo from the hit movie Friday.
When I'm DJing, all I can think about is Dan Friedenberg.
This is for Dan Friedenberg.
This is for Dan.
Dan, I don't know what it's fixing funnels.
Dan Friedenberg.
I have no idea who he is. I'm not even sure how to pronounce his name. It could be Frattenberg. It could be Friedenberg. I don't know.
DanFradenburgh.com.
Hola a todo el mundo, ¿cómo están? Yo no sé nada de Dan Friedenberg y tampoco sé nada de funnelfixing.com. No entiendo lo que estoy diciendo o lo que quieren que yo diga, pero espero que todo esté bien.
Now I've asked people. I asked someone. I said, do you know who this Dan Friedenberg is? And he said, oh, I could tell you stories. And I said, why am I talking to you? You're an ass.
Just want to give a great big shout out to Dan Friedenberg and funnelfixing.com. Love the site.
https://
Dan Friedenberg. Like, what is funnelfixing.com all about? I don't know. I don't even care.
Dan, te deseo lo mejor y espero que tengas una semana súper chévere, como dicen los venezolanos. Un beso y mucho amor. ¡Mua!
I just want to wish y'all love.
He sometimes gives drugs to hookers.
/JC, J, little C, then big CWF 46 GP41.
This Dan Friedenberg.
But hi, Dan.
Bye, Dan. Have an amazing week, and I hope you can translate this message.
Get out my damn face. You're starting to piss me off.
Well, that'll wake you up in the morning, right? So anyway, as you can see, I'm a guy who wears many hats. You just saw me, pretending to read my book, Real Estate is a Scam. But I call myself a real estate chess guy from the internet because I am in the real estate industry. I help accredited investors loan their money to real estate sponsors. I do that through a company called ECFG, and it's based out of Arizona. It's I have a little clip here. It's exactly 1 minute long, so I'm just going to show that to you because Joe Cook is a guy who you definitely want to meet. The reason why I need a Joe Cook in my life is because I'll own it. I'm a big softy when it comes to negotiating loans, and then in between the parts where, like some people, in general, people do pay as agreed, but sometimes there's a technical default, maybe it's just a late payment, maybe they're just a little bit behind, something like that. It's not the same as actually being prone for foreclosure, but getting over to foreclosure, it's something that needs to be done. And so I need somebody in my organization who could do that. And Joe Cook has the experience with that, and he's got a lot of experience getting people back to paying as agreed. So let's introduce you to Joe. Here we go.
Small does nothing but put more money in the pot.
Right.
If we talk about just the investor side, I mean, Shane talked about the sponsor side a little bit. I'll talk about the investor side. Okay, So you want the most money in terms of return with the least risk. All right, you want to do it yourself, you can go get 13 or 14%. You're going to do all the underwriting, it's not going to be passive.
If you bet, probably not.
I think I'd have to bet at least 2,500 before they fold.
And the pot is
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'd rather just check.
Okay.
First position, you have the right of collection and the right of foreclosure or sheriff's sale, wherever you're at.
All right, and we're back. I'll switch hats in a minute, but what I'm doing today on this Figure It Out Thursday, it is Thursday, the 19th of 2024. So yesterday we released a little piece about the fact that the Fed ended up cutting their rates by 0.5%, which is a lot. I'm not going to lie, I predicted it on the nose last month, so I'm very pleased with myself that I was able to accurately guess on that one. But I want you to take a look through my YouTube channel, which is where you might be right this very second, and I appreciate it. If you want to do me a solid, you can hit subscribe, because if enough people hit subscribe, then those deadbeats at YouTube actually start to pay for videos like these instead of me, and I think that would be fantastic, because I found out after getting further into real estate, especially coming from tech, which is a bit boring, sitting there by yourself, typing out some crap, coding and all that kind of stuff, and having to have this enormous beard, or else everybody's like, what are you like? Well, basically when programmers have a great big beard, it shows that they're actually employed, and if they're clean shaven, that means that they're looking for work. But my YouTube channel, because of the attention to detail part, it's got some weird stuff on there that I'm really trying to get into some entertainment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little walk with you through the different things that I have on my YouTube channel and the sites where that content is featured. The first one I want to mention right here is chesswithinvestors.com. You'll see here that it's got two of my favorite episodes. This episode here, this is Robbie Butler. He actually booked a room inside the Chess Hall of Fame in St. Louis, and that's where we played our couple matches. We had one rapid match and one blitz match, and that was lots of fun. And then the other one is the undisputed best chess player that I've found in commercial real estate so far, which is Oleg Shalamov. He's got an ELO, which is your chess score, of 2259, if I remember correctly, and that's really fun. But I want you to understand what this little frame right here is for. This is an embedded YouTube playlist, and the way you can tell that is because up in the little corner they have this little innocuous little symbol here, and it says 1 of 35, so that means there's 35 videos in there for you to check out, different episodes with real estate people. And the real idea is that there's a certain level of because the guest and myself were so frankly distracted, but more so stressed by the game itself, we tend to be a little bit more open and a little less scripted. And I think it's pretty fantastic as a resource to get to know my guests in the context of real estate and what kind of people they are at the end of the day. Now, of course, some of you haven't really gotten into chess at all, and for that, I do have a series at the bottom of chesswithinvestors.com, which is called Improve at Chess. That's with my son, Cheat Code. He's super passionate about chess, just like me, and my big jump into chess has basically been because I think if you're going to be a positive example to somebody, especially if you're talking about building a skill that's difficult to build or takes a lot of effort, then you got to lead by example. And so I jumped in super seriously in chess because he had some proclivities to that. My daughter does as well. But these episodes here, it gives you a little format to try and get better at chess. Of course, there's no substitution for actually studying an opening or two and really like fleshing it out to find out the different things that can happen in from inside that those single openings. But the puzzles, the bot, playing against the bots, predicting what the bot tells you to do, and predicting what a grandmaster would do in a situation is pretty good. So now another thing, because that was pretty dry, I want to share one of the silly things that I have on my YouTube channel. I'm going to show you this short. It's 22 seconds long. It's called Yo Hoed Up. So here it goes. I'm going to mute first.
Hello there, Friedenberg. This is Hide the Pain Harold.
Hey, do you like the show? Then check this out. I've got my brand new book, Figure It Out, the Attention to Detail Handbook. And it's got pictures, because who wants books without pictures? It covers most of the things that fans and clients keep asking me about. Things like trusting people and making sure that you don't let your emotions get in the way of your ethics. But also, how to train your attention to detail to build more skills for your business or your career. And it's available on audiobook as well, so you can listen to 30,000 clean words and 2,000 bad words come out of my mouth for about 4 hours. The first 2 people who read it have also read a combined total of 38,000 books, and they both liked it. The first one read the entire 150 pages in 90 minutes and kept a conversation with me for the entire time. The second one did the same, and he finished it in about 90 seconds. So here's the equation. 30,000 polite words, 2,000 fucking filthy words, 150 pages, 1 writer, 1 editor, 2 readers, 90 minutes, 90 seconds, plus like the book equals you should get the book with no fucks given. Read this book. Read this book. Figure it out.
Have a nice day.
All right, so I got to give a shout out to Hide the Pain Harold there. So I guess, yeah, I should go full screen on myself again. Here we go. So if you were watching that little ad there for the Figure It Out book, you'll notice that the Figure It Out part's actually green, but when I held it up for the camera just now, it disappeared. And that's actually because of the Dan Does Deals Commercial Core Competency Cube, which is available on dandoesdeals.com. And what's that all about? It's especially funny because I got a hat and a book that says Real Estate is a Scam. I guess I should probably share Real Estate is a Scam.com as well so that you see what that's all about. I hit share this tab instead, then I hit this, and boom, here's Real Estate is a Scam.com. Basically what that's all about is I knew that people can lose their shirts in real estate, even though they're attentive, smart, they're actually, like hit the books, they take it really, really seriously, and it's for really predictable reasons. And I found that when I opened this site, when I bought realestateisascam.com, and it's for search engine optimization reasons, I found a lot of people were hype masters. They wanted to pretend that everything's all wonderful when you get into real estate. You're going to be rich overnight and all that kind of stuff. And that's both irresponsible and dishonest. So instead of trying to sweep those skeletons in the closet, instead of trying to sweep them under the rug, I decided, well, why don't I just make a video about these different topics that and just explain what do full-timers do to make sure that they don't get hosed for those exact reasons. So you can check out realestateisascam.com. But the thing I wanted to emphasize first, though, if I go over to dandoesdeals.com, share this tab instead, you can see that this is what I'm more known for in this space. You can see over here the same thing. This says 200, but if you actually click on that, you'll notice there's actually a lot more than 200 of these. I'll share this. Hang on, I'm pausing this. I'm pausing this. There's actually 368. There's 368 of these chance encounters. They're all different people. They're deal sponsors. Some of them are passive investors. There's lots of different people in real estate that are involved here. And now my share screen disappeared, so let me add that again. It's this one right here. It's dandoesdeals.com. You can see that you can download your own copy of this cube here. It's not as fancy because it doesn't have the effects on it, and it has the 6 different roles in a commercial real estate deal. And the reason why it's so important to have that piece of the puzzle is, one, because these episodes help you learn how to communicate more effectively on the subject of a commercial real estate deal and the teams that make them happen. But more importantly, it also shows how my guest fits in, because they might just be an investor, they might actually be an operator, they might just be the boots on the ground. So like the boots on the ground, they don't necessarily know the business as well as somebody who's really the full-time operator, but the idea is that there's a conflict of interest when you're the operator or property manager yourself. So that's what that's all about, is knowing what these are all up to. And you'll see that I have a meetup on Tuesdays. The next one is on the 24th. There's a Zoom link right there, and there's a way to add it to your calendar. Here's the link to the cube, so you can download your own copy and get way better at that. But as far as really wild stuff that you can find on my list of, hang on, let me get this punched up here. The things that you can find in my body of work here, if I hit share the screen instead, here's the FIGGERRIDOUT.com page. Let me see if I can put myself on top of it. I think that's a little bit better, right? So FIGGERRIDOUT.com, it starts off with the sizzle reel. There's a lots of like attention getting different things, but there's a dream job series which is really great. And the idea of the dream job series is some people, they need to do a change of career. And you might be thinking something boring. You might be thinking something that is, it's noteworthy, like real estate. It's a pretty appealing sounding industry. And if you look it up, it's true that the people who stay in real estate long term, they do tend to financially succeed far better than people in other industries, especially if they're just getting a 9-to-5, that kind of job. The things that the things that are a little bit further out there, like for example, this interview with Rachel Ann Moore, you see on the right, she's an opera singer on Broadway in the Phantom of the Opera and the sequel to it and that sort of stuff. And what I ask these different people, these different dream job holders, is if somebody wants to achieve what you've achieved, well, what sort of personality traits need to be cultivated? What kind of personality traits need to be eliminated in order for that to actually work out? But the most beneficial thing, I think, for you, yes, you in the audience, is I did interview the world's fastest reader. And I find that, especially with AI coming out, there's so much stuff to consume. There's so much stuff to read, especially because everybody has to be in personal branding. And personal branding is actually going to depend on engaging with other people, which means you got to read a lot. So increasing your reading speed is really, really important. I've got other stuff that's just fun, like, the human meme here, Hide the Pain Harold, interviewing him from out in Budapest, Hungary. That was really, really cool. But that's some of the stuff that you see on here. And, the sizzle reel is just supposed to get people excited. But after you've done that, the next thing I'd encourage you to check out is I have a playlist, and if you DM me, the best way to reach me is through LinkedIn. I spend more time on there than any other social media platform. But I have a playlist of interviews of me. In other words, when I've been on other people's podcasts, this is what this is all about. I should actually resort this based on popularity, most popular. And I see that the Canadian podcaster that I was on here, Terry Shower, that's the one that has the most views there. But there are a few different topics that people have asked me about, which is funny because I'm a real estate guy from the internet. And but here are some different interviews you can check out. Basically, the YouTube channel is, no doubt about it, it's a it's a trove of different wild stuff you can check out. So that is the content or whatever I want to share. The next thing I should do is I should also let you know what I'm up to today. We're almost done the webinar for today, the show for today. But you'll see that at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, we do have a webinar called How Real Estate Deals Hit Double-Digit Returns. And if I put myself further over here, so I'm a little bit bigger. Whenever somebody's claiming that a deal has an IRR of, like 2 times earnings, or like you get two times the multiple, you got to be looking and saying like, all right, so is that a real thing? What's the cash on cash actually look like? What has to actually go according to plan for that to work? Because of course, if there's a pandemic or something like that, then it throws a wrench into the entire works. And this graphic is supposed to give a little bit of an idea, but just like this episode of Figure It Out FHURSDAYS on Thursdays, I'm trying to keep economical with your time. I'm trying not to spend too much of your time each day on the content unless I've got a really good reason to do it. And so this tends to be about 30 minutes long. And the fancy thing about this is it's not plugging an individual deal. It's talking to Joe Cook about, from a lender's perspective, what is the truth? When somebody actually says they're going to be making this amount of money with their deal and they have these sorts of opportunities for investors, well, what has to go right? What has to go wrong? And are there any alternative approaches or, investment routes for investing that they have fewer points of failure? That's what the webinar is all about. It's absolutely free and it's short. It's at capturetheopportunity.com/webinar, which, if I recall, I think I have, is it this one? Okay, no, that's the actual investment opportunity with Fund 11. But anyway, that's capturetheopportunity.com/webinar is where that's going to be. And I'm excited for everybody to show up for that webinar. Anyway, other than that, I think that's all I've got for today. We have some new episodes of Chess with Investors coming up. If you do want to be involved, if you want to be my guest, then do reach out on LinkedIn. I got this super duper distinct last name, makes me really easy to find. But that's what I'm up to. So I'm going to give you the rest of your first day back, because after all, I have to, there's a LinkedIn challenge going on with Yona Weiss. You maybe saw the live stream on Monday that I was on. There's I think it's about 150 different commercial real estate players that are involved in it these 2 weeks. So that means I'm a busy guy engaging in people's posts, and that could be you. So if you want some more eyeballs, that's what I'm in the industry of doing. And I'll give you the rest of your day. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.